Hi everyone, Susie here from Minnesota, and I garden in a zone 4B, and I'm just going to take you on a tour of all my containers. Most of my containers this year I started from seed. I think I bought maybe around 10 plants. So I'm really liking this. I do have caladiums planted in here on like the corners. They are just not that one. Oh, there's a little bit of one I can feel. I did go with Prince Tut here. This is just an area that gets hammered by wind, and then coleus just tends to break really easily here, so I went with more of a plant that's a little more airy. And hold up, I know, and this is a coleus here, but it only gets about a foot tall. I started from seed, Colocha Sunset. And just one trailer in here. This is a Lophos. Let's see if I have the tag somewhere. So all three of these containers are planted up the same. They get the west sun. These two over here seem to do a little bit better. The coleus on the end there gets more sun, and it's just a little more faded. But I think it's looking pretty good. I like how this is just coming through anything and everything. Right down here. Oh, and then so right in the corners here, and then down, I don't know. This is Pinky Swear. I wasn't overly impressed with the corm. Did I put the tag in here? I know I put it somewhere. Oh, of course it was this one. Oh, hey, here. You can see a bigger shoot over here. So that's the trailer. Like if it can focus. And I just have one trailer in each one. And they're doing really good. All right, I'm don't want to just show you a garage door. So yeah, so I'm thinking, I mean, look at this coming in, if I can. Those two colors will look really good. And hopefully the caladiums look really good in there too. Sometimes when you go buy pictures online, they're not necessarily that color, but looking good here too. Like I said, just not, We've been in the high 80s, low 90s. Nights have been in the 60s, so we did have just a little bit of a cool down. So I have lots of caladiums planted in here, and then just repeated with the Colocha Sunset. It's a very tropical feel over here this year. I'm really liking it. I love this area because with the west sun, it does look like a sunset. Just repeat it here. And I do this so the squirrels don't get in there. The other one, it was starting to leaf out, so I want to get it before I couldn't get the metal rack here off. But got a few coming up. I just love that coleus here. Just in this container here, just because I tend to forget this one and it's a little difficult to water, I just put a Tahitian bridal veil, and I can just climb out. And it tends to like it drier, so it should do pretty good there. I get a lot of sun, but I've grown that in kind of a part sun before, and it's worked out greatly, but it's one of my favorite trailers, especially for shade containers. Passion Pink, or Pink Passion Petunia, started from seed. I'm hoping this just kind of fills out and looks like his shell at some point. So I named my animal planters, this is Willard, so it can just keep filling out. I think that I've always wanted to do that. I just never had enough sun until this year. So in here, and this petunia is taking over. This is pink veined. All my petunias I serve from Cedar Trailers. And then this is purple Prince alternanthera. Love it. And some Gara for just some airiness. And then the pelargonium. I do have a grass in there. You can see it poking up a little bit, but I think that's just gonna get eaten up by everything else. This entire container was from seeds I started. Another pelargonium. This is apple blossom, same one as in the other container. Love it. And then this is black-eyed Susan vine. I'm hoping that it's this color. I just don't know. I'm not seeing a whole lot, maybe just a little bit, maybe as it starts blooming a little bit more. And then I have lots of caladiums in here, and they are starting to come up. So super excited. We've now got high 80s, some 90s for a long time in the forecast, so they should love it. Then this frog planter is Trevor. Yeah, I'm a little corny. I do have another Prince Tut, likes it here. And here I'm controlling the water situation a little bit more. The front containers, I water them, but it drains really good. But here I have a little saucer in the bottom, so when I do water, it collects and then it sits in it, which it loves it. It does like to be a little bit more boggy. So far these petunia container, or not petunia, pansy containers are doing pretty good. I had bought these earlier in the season, so I'm just giving them until they absolutely peter out. And then I'm loving this container here. It's really hard to see this, but I've got just marigolds and petunias I started from seed. This is a fire pit that I turned into planters. It's 3 feet wide, so it's huge. And then I'm just loving the marigolds this year. Super easy. And then right in the middle I have an artichoke. It seems to be getting choked out by everything else, but hey, you know what? I think it'll pull through. I love touching this. It's really thick and kind of leathery. Love it. So I'm hoping, I mean, it should get big, and I might give me some veg too. That I did not start from seed. I did buy that one, but this is Mr. Majestic Double, so there's all kinds of different colors in here, and I love it. Probably a favorite. And then with that one storm, this kind of just went all over the place. This is now laying down, and I'm letting it. This is a coral pelargonium I started from seed. I was just loving its life over here. Can't wait. I did have to trim off a lot of the blooms just so it would stand upright again. And then with this petunia, this is gorgeous. I mean, and they're huge. I'm kind of going for a more tropical flair over here. I'm loving these. The winds did bend this down a little bit, which it should just fill in eventually here. So I'm just leaving it, or I'll give it a trim. So these are all planted up with the same variety, except for this one. I didn't have enough. And this is called Trilogy Blue Petunia. It's a little more compact, but a deeper purple. But these are all denim. So they have different hues in here, which is really cool. The wind did that, but that's okay. Then now it can start trailing because everything was kind of upright for a bit. I just have 3 petunias in this basket along with, I bought this. It is Hummingbird Falls Salvia. I got it from Select Seeds and I can't wait. It's more kind of a sprawler I'm really good in hanging baskets. And I love salvias. More Gara, and it's loving its life in here, along with just more of the salvia that Hummingbird Falls. I do have calamintha, but it kind of goes through its bloom cycle, then starts up again. So it may or may not work in here, but it will look fantastic, I would say, in the next week. This is an agastache, agastaki, however you want to pronounce it, and just one kind in here, Apache Sunset. I love it, and it smells really pretty good. I mean, I can't take a whole lot of it because it's got kind of a like a black licorice anise smell to it, but I haven't had to deadhead it or anything. Just keeps trucking along. So this is Sheldon, and I went with this, and it's Cosmic Candy. Can't wait. These have gotten really big, so hopefully it fills out and then spills over at some point. And then I just have a mahogany splendor hibiscus in here, just for different color foliage. This is just a purple tie-dye mix. And this is all from one seed packet. And the plants, they started off purple, and then they start getting a little more white, and then pretty soon they get a lot of white. Isn't that really neat? And this is a container that you can plant into the side, which I honestly thought I killed a lot of these just because, but they lived. It's a really deep purple. Just a lotus vine in Wanda, the fish planter here. It does bloom, but it's really tricky to get it to bloom, but I'm okay with just the foliage. I do like that, kind of like a seaweed looking effect here. This is Euphorbia. I like it because I barely have to water this over here. And just kind of nice and airy looking. And then I do have another mahogany splendor hibiscus. It's leaning a little, but it will fill out. They get massive. I'm liking this so far. I normally don't grow petunias because usually I have so much shade, but I had 2 trees taken down and they're just loving it. I haven't fertilized them yet. They've been probably planted for about a month. So I'll see. I do have a slow release fertilizer in it, but the petunias I may have to give a little bit more, but I'll just kind of see how it works out. I hate fertilizing. I know hate is such a strong word, but I hate fertilizing. Just remembering when I did it, and I don't have a specific day, just because life happens. More petunias. I'm liking this. And then back here, I got 2 artichokes. I really liked it. So I have it in here. This one's this gets a lot of west sun, so. And the other one gets a little bit more morning. But I just have 2 types of petunias. This is Trilogy Blue, and I think this is a burgundy mix. I think I'm gonna put a lantern on here, possibly. I have a lot of dahlias in pots. I got this from Menard's big box store. It's a pink pom-pom one. We'll see how I like it. I'm not horribly amazing at growing dahlias. Just a container of miracles I started, and I love this. I don't know what it is. I know they're simple and I think they're underused, but they are amazing. kind of like that whole color here. This is supposed to be my 4th of July container, and the red salvia is going to town. It's a shorter variety. I forget what it's called, and it just keeps throwing up, but I was happy. Kind of went through a transition, and then Gara in here. I'm loving this, but the Agastache in here is kind of getting eaten up by everything else, so we'll see if it kind of recoups. Otherwise, I'll have to figure out. It's supposed to have some blue in there. And just more of those pansy baskets. This one gets a little more shaded, so I'll probably do a little bit better here with the heat of summer. And then this is totally tangerine dahlia. It does have buds forming. More over here. Once they start blooming, I'll go over the varieties that I have, but we'll see. I don't have them supported. I'm gonna have to figure something out, because I mean, that is quite the stock in there, don't you think? I did pinch some. I didn't pinch that one. I should have, and then now I don't have the heart to, so I really want to see what the blooms look like, just because I'm not anything. Dahlias tend to do really good, and then all of a sudden they just, I don't know. I did have 3 other ones that I had started early, and I barely watered them and they rotted. So, like I said, not the best. And this is my little tropical corner, and I'm really liking it. Just some petunias. Let's see. Everything in here I started from seed or cuttings, except for this elephant ear, and my sister bought this. So I'm not liking the look of that one leaf right there coming up, but it'll be fine. And it's supposed to get about 3-4 feet tall, like, and then hopefully wide. I was thinking about putting something, but I was like, that should fill in. This I had to stake up because of the storm. It was all flattened. This is a Texas star hibiscus, and I honestly don't know if it's gonna bloom for me. So I was debating if I wanted to keep it, but I didn't have the heart to get rid of it because it's kind of unique with the foliage anyway. And then this is just another pelargonium, that coral colored. So I've got a bunch of buds. Love it. It's a really nice tropical color. And here, the coleus, I just have 3 of the lime green, and then this one. I love it. And then with the petunias here, it's just, I like the color of this with the stems here. This is a taller salvia. I know this is hummingbird forest fire. What I love is I barely have to deadhead on this. So I think all these colors will go really nicely in here. More of the purple prince alternanthera. Lots of coleus. I call this Renee's coleus. Took this from cuttings. I don't know the variety, but I love it. Of course, more marigolds. Can't go wrong. I do deadhead them. So like this one's about ready to go out, so I just go in there and trim it. But I'm not nuts about trimming them, if you want to say that. I do like this coleus. It's just there's 4 in this container. Normally 1 coleus in a container is enough, but this is a very weak grower, and it does go to flower really quick, so lots of pinching, but I like that texture. And then this is a Kong series. I don't remember which one, if it's Kong Rose that I grew from seed, but I really cut this back and it looks fantastic, so I like that. Oh, and then back here I just have 3 containers started with caladiums. So this middle one's doing pretty good. That one a little bit, but I would say in about another week or so. All right, so that's it for my containers. Again, I think about maybe 10, 12 plants, and that was enough because the prices are insanely high this year for plants. So what I grew from seed is amazing. I'm so happy I did that. It's a lot of work, but it is worth it. So hopefully you enjoyed, and bye for now.